Imagine you are relaxing at the Akure Airport, perhaps waiting for a flight to Lagos or Abuja, and suddenly there is a massive commotion. Well, that is exactly what happened recently, and the story behind it is even more intense than the headlines suggest. Everyone is talking about how a group of bandits supposedly tried to hijack a plane in broad daylight. Now, can you picture that? In the middle of the day, with the sun shining and security everywhere. It sounds like something straight out of an action movie, but the reality is that our security forces were not playing around that day. Before we get into the juicy details of how they were caught, please take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss these incredible updates. The whole drama started when some very suspicious-looking men were spotted near the perimeter fence of the airport. Now, for those who don't know, the Akure Airport, also known as the Olumuyiwa Bernard Aliu Airport, is a very important hub in Ondo State. It's supposed to be a safe zone, but these individuals were seen lurking around the Eleyewo community area, which borders the airport. They weren't just there to enjoy the view of the planes taking off. They had motives that triggered a massive security alert. This is where the story gets really good. Instead of just one group of guards responding, a whole team of heroes stepped up. We're talking about the Nigerian Air Force, the Army, the police, and the Aviation Security team, all joining forces. They moved in with such speed that the suspects didn't even know what hit them. When these bandits realized the game was up, they tried to make a run for it through the bushes. But you know what they say, you can run, but you cannot hide from the long arm of the law. The security team surrounded them, and in a flash, 4 of these suspects were arrested and taken into custody. It was a major win for the safety of our air travels. If you are glad that these suspects were caught before they could cause any real trouble, make sure you subscribe right now and turn on the notification bell. Now, while the internet went wild with the word hijack, the official report says they were intercepted before they could even get close to an actual aircraft. But the fact that they were trying to breach the airport fence in broad daylight is enough to make anyone worried. There had been some tension in the surrounding communities lately, and it seems these individuals thought they could take advantage of the situation. However, the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria has made it clear that our airports are being fortified with better fencing and more technology to keep everyone safe. It's a big relief to know that the response time was so fast. Think about the bravery of those officers who ran toward the danger to make sure the passengers and the planes were protected. It really makes you appreciate the hard work that goes into keeping us safe while we travel. We really need to give a huge shout out to the Joint Task Force for their coordination. It's not every day you see different branches of the military and police working so perfectly together to stop a threat before it starts. This incident is a big reminder that we all need to stay alert. If you are enjoying this breakdown of the events, please like the video and share it with your friends so they can stay informed too. There is still more to this story regarding what the police found during the interrogation and what this means for other airports across the country. I have some more details on the security measures being put in place right now to prevent this from ever happening again.
The tension was real because as the security team moved in, some of the suspects tried to make a break for it, but our officers were way ahead of them. They didn't just catch these guys, they actually identified some of them. Reports are saying that at least 2 of the suspects are young men from the local area who were allegedly acting as informants and logistics providers for a bigger criminal group. They were supposedly the ones helping the big bosses with food and information while they hid out in the bushes near the airport. Can you imagine that? People living right among us, potentially helping to put everyone at risk. This is why it is so important to always be aware of your surroundings. If you agree that we need to be more careful, please like this video and subscribe so we can keep spreading this important message. The most heroic part of this whole story is how the alarm was raised. It wasn't just a high-tech sensor. It was actually airport staff and eagle-eyed control tower personnel who noticed the unusual movement on the runway. They saw farmers and some young men running for their lives toward the runway, shouting for help because they were being chased by men on motorcycles. That was the moment the SOS signal was activated. Within minutes, the Air Force and the Army were combing the forests around the airport. This just shows that when we work together, citizens and security, we can stop anything. The federal government and the Ministry of Aviation are now using this incident as a big wake-up call. They've promised that the phase 1 of installing high-tech, modern perimeter fencing at all our major airports has been fast-tracked. No more easy access for anyone who doesn't belong there. They want to make sure that whether you are flying for business or visiting family, your safety is 100% guaranteed. It's a bold move, and it's honestly about time.